When it comes to car modifications, you might think of the beginner's trinity: wheels, suspension, and brakes. Among these, wheels are likely the first thing that comes to mind, as they make the most visually apparent change after modification, making you feel like your money was well spent. Speaking of wheels, if you happen to be a fan of Japanese cars, you might consider the JDM style. What's JDM? It's just the Japanese domestic market, right? After such a long preamble, 90% of viewers might have already closed the video. For the remaining 10% of petrol or battery heads, congratulations! Today, we're talking about Yokohama's wheel brand, Advan. Advan is owned by Yokohama, and it's Yokohama Tire's main flagship brand. Yokohama was founded in 1917, and one day, the boss said, "Wait a minute. We can also make wheels." Then an engineer said, "Sir, yes sir!" And there you have it, that's the story of Advan. They decided to start manufacturing wheels because Yokohama had enormous achievements and influence in Japanese racing and motorsports, so it made sense for them to develop wheels. Yokohama's official website states that 2018 marked the 40th anniversary of Advan's birth. With just 0.0001 seconds of AI power, we can deduce that the officially announced founding year is 1978. However, Advan truly began launching their wheel brand in 1974. With Yokohama's support, they quickly acquired everything needed to become a mature wheel company. Advan started manufacturing everything from standard low-pressure cast wheels to rotary forged wheels, to full forged wheels, and race-spec track wheels. Before we dive into more content, if you don't know where to find quality JDM modification parts, I'm your go-to guy. Don't forget to check our website, which you can find in the description below. In reality, Yokohama doesn't seem to place much emphasis on Advan and its wheel business. Compared to other well-known JDM wheel brands like Rays, ENKEI, and Work, Advan doesn't focus much on marketing. Nowadays, Advan Wheels' reputation is largely due to their unique designs and word of mouth from enthusiastic fans. We can't discuss Advan without mentioning their chief designer, Osamu Hagiwara. He has been leading Advan racing since the 1990s. Initially a race car driver, he is now the key figure in Advan Wheels' overall design and concept creation. According to him, what Advan values most is not performance or durability, but design. That's right. Hagiwara doesn't focus on wheel design trends, but is deeply immersed in his own world, aiming to create the coolest wheels. I can hardly object. After all, Advan's designs are indeed sexy as hell. Although Advan is JDM, the designer himself owns an Abarth 595, a Porsche 991 911 GT3, and a 981 Boxster S. After a few minutes of nonsense, I want to say that Advan is quite an unconventional brand. It's like the rich young master next door, with a solid family background, but instead of hanging out at the clubs, he's immersed in his own world, enjoying crafting some extreme, not-so-trendy things. But sometimes, this ends up leading trends. Before talking about the most popular models like Advan Racing GT Premium or beyond, I want to discuss the Strangest series, which I think is also Advan's most iconic wheel, ONI, meaning ghost in Japanese. The Advan Racing ONI is a redesign of the original 3-piece 3-spoke wheel Advan A3A from 1996. The square nuts and bold 3-spoke design shocked the wheel world, while the 3-piece structure similar to the Advan A3A ensured performance wasn't compromised. Upgraded to the second generation, which is the version you can buy now, it has been modernized but still retains the flamboyant 3-spoke design. Imagine this appearing on a steady, even somewhat boring old Fit. My gentleman sausage is starting to get really hard. GT Beyond. If you're not very familiar with Advan, you might think, I want the Racing GT. What's this Beyond? Hear me out. GT Beyond is the first minor revision based on the Advan Racing GT, known for its unchanging design. The manufacturing method using a 6061 aluminum alloy provides the highest level of wheel performance, while the barrel rim shape makes it compatible with the larger brake systems of recent years. The most striking feature of this series, I think, is the highly dynamic 5-spoke design, simple yet full of tension, fully lightweight, and exposing the calipers, but without compromising strength. This Advan Star product excellently demonstrates the ultimate balance point between performance and appearance. Of course, the last corner of the impossible triangle is the price. To get your hands on this, you'd better have a fat wallet. TC4 and TC4 SE. What's SE? It's not like the SE in iPhone, but stands for Special Edition. At first glance, its design is almost identical to GT Beyond. Well, in fact, they're The difference between these two wheel models lies in the different manufacturing processes, as well as colors and sizes, with choices ranging from 15 inches to 18 inches. It's a great alternative to the GT Beyond. RS and RZ. The latest generation of RS is RS3, while RZ has been updated to the second generation, RZ2. So, don't ask if there's an RSI anymore, the manufacturer has discontinued it. How can they produce it for you? If a seller tells you they have brand new stock, it can only be a replica. So here's another question: what's the difference between RS and RZ? Take a second to think about it. Does it feel like there's a difference, but you can't quite put your finger on it? It's time for some knowledge. RS equals 10 spokes, RZ equals 5 double spokes. Therefore, if you look closely, you'll notice that the spokes in the RS series are evenly distributed, giving a vintage and rally feel, while RZ has a more powerful and competitive vibe. RGD2 was born as the successor to RGD with a one-piece cast structure. The very slim 6-spoke design and the protruding face are the biggest features of this series, suitable for smaller cars. However, personally, I'm not very impressed with this design. That's all for the classic models. If you want to check all the Advan wheel models available so far, including those on sale and discontinued, you can find them in the video description below. If you're a newbie and don't know much about wheel modifications, you have a lot of homework to do. For example, once you've chosen the brand and model of the wheel, you still need to check the manufacturer's data to see if it can fit on your car. Diameter is the most basic factor. The width of the wheel can be determined in two ways. First, you'll want to measure the distance from your car's suspension to the fender, which is the maximum width you can currently accommodate. Then, you can refer to other tuners' data and the OEM data. Then there's ET, also known as offset, or inset in Japan, which all mean roughly the same thing. Since this part of the data is quite complex to position, if you don't have professional help, I think it's better to copy someone else's work or refer to the OEM data. If you happen to know a reliable modification shop, you can also ask for their opinion. PCD, or bolt pattern. If you're customizing wheels, you probably won't encounter fitting problems. After all, everything can be customized. But Japanese manufacturers are different. For example, Advan, most of their wheels are only compatible with JDM or German car models, which means the PCD is usually 5 by 114.3 mm or 5 by 120 mm. You can find the specific data on Advan's official website. Once you've determined everything, from brand to size to color, you can find traders' shops you know and ask for quotes. After comparing prices from different sources, you'll likely make up your mind. But please note, if you encounter unreliable shops, you might even end up buying counterfeits. When Advan wheels are sold, they only come with a birth certificate, without any anti-counterfeiting proof. Even if there was one, forging a certificate would be much easier than forging a wheel. So, let me tell you some tricks to quickly distinguish between authentic and fake ones. First, due to Advan's good manufacturing, and when I say Advan, I actually mean their OEM factories. You don't still think Advan produces wheels themselves, do you? Back to the point, what do we mean by good manufacturing? It means the wheels can achieve a lightweight design while maintaining strength. So, if you look closely at the center of a genuine product, you'll notice that the wall between the bolt holes and the center hole is very thin. Replicas, due to technological limitations, might only be able to make this part thicker to ensure strength. In addition, for Advan's high-end product line like Racing GT Beyond, the logo is engraved, while for more common product lines, the logo is a sticker. This can also be used as a way to distinguish. So, that's everything about Advan wheels. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. I'm Vincent from Auto Nuts Life. You know where to find me. See you soon. Good night.